Jaguar Wright didn't hold back in her reaction to 50 Cent's explosive documentary. She shared her unfiltered thoughts, diving deep into the drama, the controversies, and the hidden stories that fans have been buzzing about. Her perspective shines a light on the untold truths, exposing layers of the narrative that many never expected. This is more than just commentary. It's a raw, insider take that adds a whole new dimension to 50 Cent's story.
It was done too well. It left out too many things.
So can you speak on Curtis Jackson? 50 Cent said that this is the first one.
I'm sure.
There's hundreds of hours of more footage.
I'm sure. There was hundreds of hours that was confiscated from all of Diddy's homes in that HSI raid that never made it to the trap. I wonder where it made it to.
The real reason Jaguar Wright declined to join 50 Cent's Netflix documentary will shock you. Even more surprising, Gene Deal, the man who knows every secret Diddy was desperate to keep hidden, was also left out. Now, both Jaguar and Gene are reportedly in talks with 50 Cent to appear in Season 2. We've got all the inside details, starting with why Gene stepped back from what he calls a carefully laid trap.
I'm not in the thing. The lady was talking greasy to me. She had no right to talk greasy to me. And then she told me that 50 didn't have the power to do anything, but they using his name to like push the whole documentary. And that's what it was about.
Let's start from the beginning. Just a month after Diddy's arrest in September 2024, 50 Cent and Netflix announced a groundbreaking documentary featuring never-before-seen footage of Diddy, promising to expose all of his hidden lies. 50 Cent personally promoted the project, revealing in interviews that he had been meticulously gathering evidence for years, building a story the world had never heard before.
Now, in particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the party. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I would tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way you would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that long.
So you didn't realize the...
As much stuff was coming. Like, when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them. And it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like, when people don't remember being violated for 20 years.
50 Cent knew that the person holding the most damning evidence against Diddy was Gene Deal. Gene had been close to Diddy for decades, with photographs, witness statements, and even video footage to prove every claim. 50 Cent wanted Gene in the documentary and had even been teasing clips of him on Instagram for years. Eventually, he personally called Gene, trying to convince him to take part.
Well, first and foremost, you know, I thought I was going to be in the documentary at first until I started talking to that director. I think her name is Stapleton. I don't know her name. Right here. I don't know, man. Me and 50 talked like 45 minutes. The producers had been calling me and everything. So this one night, 50 called me up and they got him on the phone. Me and him was just talking. We were talking about old times. Down with Black Hands, sit down with Puff Kids, the whole Puff situation, and this documentary that we were doing. You know what I'm saying? So I told them that I was going to, have Kurt and Tim. Kurt would be the one who talk about the business part of it. Tim would be the one who talk about the growing up phase with Diddy and everything like that. Over there working in the record industry with him and stuff like that. They was like family. And I was going to talk about, the street stuff, what was going on with Bad Boy, with the security, with Wolf, with the city college, with, the time that I knew about when I was with him up until about early 2004. But basically the streets and then the traveling with him, and the atmosphere and everything. and then go back into the Notorious Big stuff with the Tupac and the whole 9 years, all the stuff that I knew, you know what I'm saying? So we was talking, and he sounded like, yo, listen here, they gonna spare no expense with this whole documentary. So I said, all right, cool.
50 Cent was willing to pay Gene Deal whatever he asked because he knew just how credible Gene really was. Gene got everything ready, even reaching out to Kirk Burroughs and other music executives who had been wronged by Diddy, making sure 50 had all the evidence he needed to finalize his role. But when Gene called the producer, the shocking truth hit him. 50 was being played. Netflix was using his image to promote the documentary series, with no real intention of revealing the full truth.
And then she was calling me like I was lying. I'm like, yo, who do you think you're talking to? You know what I'm saying? And she was talking about, you know, there's no way nobody pays. Nobody what? I say, first of all you people come with these documentaries and stuff, the first thing you tell me, y'all tell these people out here that y'all don't pay, and y'all pay. If you can make a picture look like $10,000, $15,000, you know what I'm saying? You can sit here and tell me that you're gonna pay me for my time sitting right down here with y'all. You understand? So then, you know, one thing led to another, and I was like, yeah, all right, well then, you know, after I spoke to 50, and she said 50, and this is exact words that came out of her mouth. 50 does not determine what goes in and goes out of this documentary. And he definitely don't pay. He determine what somebody get paid. It's not his documentary like that. I'm like, oh, so if it's not his documentary, and I spoke to him like that, I don't need to be doing nothing with you, because I'm doing this on the strength of him. But you gonna pay me if I do it. So it went back and forth, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit, and then they had Kirk Burroughs giving me calls and everything like that. What are you calling me for? You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Get out of here. I know what kind of dude you is anyway. Me and you cool and everything, Kirk, but don't call me about no business with this stuff like that. And then what I found out is that he was making a deal, cutting a deal for himself, as well as...
It wasn't about the money for Gene Deal. It was about supporting 50 Cent and backing up the truth. But once he realized the documentary was just a cash grab for Netflix, he stepped away. The real stories were never told, and as always, the victims were ignored. That's why 50 Cent is now working on a second season, this time set to release on YouTube because he no longer trusts Netflix to get the job done.
I seen an interview about, he said that he had, a lot of footage had to be down, the documentary had to be downside. You understand? I don't really believe that, because the documentary is the documentary. And they could have had 45 minutes, they could have had an hour, you know, to each one of those. You understand? They left out certain things. He said they even left out the one about Sarah Chapman. You understand? And for whatever reason, he probably left out a lot of other different stars too. You know, situations that they could have spoke about. You understand? I have a problem with the documentary, you know, and I'm just gonna let you know that the reason I have a problem with the documentary is that they know that they took my idea. You understand? They know that when I came to them, I laid out what they should do and how the documentary should be. You understand? She could say whatever she wants to say. I talked to those producers before I even talked to her. They wanted to know what I had, what I was bringing, my pictures, all that stuff like that. And I told them about me, Tim.
Gene respects 50 Cent because, unlike Diddy, 50 doesn't lie or manipulate. He's only in it for the truth. Freddie P., a key insider who first revealed that Diddy's sons were also involved, actually stepped up to support 50. When the producers called Freddie, he spoke with 50 Cent and quickly realized that 50 was the only person on the team who genuinely cared about the victims.
But what Fifth was doing was, he wasn't budging. I give him credit for that, you know what I'm saying? They're like, hey man, it wasn't even about the money. It was basically a response from his team, basically like, listen, we doing this on the strength of, we want people to get their story out. We want people who really was affected by him to tell their story. We don't want to base this on money. If we base this on money, then we kind of salt down You know what? So a lot of people, when you see them telling their stories on that DVD, that's why I give the authentication of it. So he made sure that you was only here to, if you want to tell it, tell it. I ain't trying to put nothing in your pocket. I ain't trying to incite you or coerce you to tell nothing against this man that didn't happen. If you gonna tell it, tell it. If you got something to say and you really want the world to hear it, say it. I'm not gonna pay you extra to do it, and I gave them respect for that. And basically, they were basically like, man, this not money motivated. You know, we're not moving numbers around just so people can come.
As for Jaguar Wright, she believes the documentary is full of lies. She refused to participate because she knew the industry executives would never release anything that could actually expose themselves. And when she finally saw it, all of her fears were confirmed. Diddy's criminal associates weren't mentioned once, and big names like Clive Davis, Jay-Z, and Oprah were completely omitted.
The story isn't over. I agree. Like, that's the thing. The story's not even being told. Because in order to tell the actual whole story, you would have to include everyone that is involved. But no, this is about saving the industry and blaming it all on Diddy. Saving the industry and blaming it all on Diddy. Okay, Diddy's going to jail. He's going to do his time. I don't know what that appeal is looking like right now. Because see, the one thing that all of this documentary shit is doing is definitely, his possibility for an appeal to get out early. Especially with the judge and them and the appeal board having to look at the footage of him sitting there with Mark Agnifilo, pretty much working on how to fix the trial.
And for him to be watching the feds watching him.
Yeah, film me, the feds. Watch.
Film me.
At this point, Diddy is just a scapegoat for the rest of the industry. They're pointing fingers at him for everything, trying to distance themselves from any responsibility. The documentary didn't cover any of this, and it completely ignored the most important question. If Diddy was being investigated under RICO, where were his co-conspirators?
Did what they needed to do in this documentary. The whole objective of this documentary was to blame it all on Diddy. The devil made me do it, blame it all on Diddy. And the rest of the industry is nothing like this. Like when Curtis Jackson sat there in his interview with Robin and sat there and said, I did this because I don't want people thinking that the hip-hop community is okay with this kind of behavior. I don't want them thinking that, we're just going to be silent while all of this is going on, like we're okay with this kind of behavior. And my thing is So now you speaking for all of hip-hop, and all of hip-hop is uncomfortable with this. Meanwhile, you got people like Ja Rule who, on the low-key, allegedly, Gene Deal has exposed for having his own nude tryst freak-offs with Diddy.
Jaguar believes that if the full list of everyone involved with Diddy ever came out, it could completely shake the entertainment industry. How is it possible that Diddy had hundreds of victims over his career, yet no one around him knew? Really? Are we supposed to believe he was doing all of this alone?
The complete and utter truth comes out. 3 things happen. The entertainment industry collapses completely. Millions, possibly billions of advertising dollars don't get made. People go broke. Companies go under. That's why they hate me. Not because I'm telling the truth on people, because I'm telling the truth about the system, and I'm showing people the reality. The only thing that matters is that dollar. These entities, these companies, they don't care about none of these people. They don't care about none of these victims. They don't care about the perpetrators. They don't care about it. prey. Shit, half the time, they're encouraging the predator. They don't care. It's all about the money.
The fact that Netflix somehow knew about leaked footage just 1 month after Diddy's arrest doesn't make any sense. The entire story is full of holes. The biggest selling point of the documentary was this unreleased footage, but when the project was first announced, Netflix didn't even have access to it.
He announced he was going to be doing the documentary December 2023 with Netflix. And the star footage that you use to get people to re-upload or resubscribe to Netflix to make this the #1 in their TV shows division for almost 2 weeks straight. Beating out Stranger Things. How much stranger is that?
Not bad.
This footage didn't even exist when you said you were going to be doing this documentary. So we've got a videographer, a road videographer that has this very, very, very explosive, very explosive footage of him literally sitting on camera, planning how to go after survivors, how to poison the jury pool, how to fix his trial in advance before he's even arrested. I mean, like, is anybody now forgetting when Mark Agnifilo was sitting there talking to the sons in the hallway, and they're sitting there filming, and he's sitting up there, well, see, what we gotta do is we gotta go and we gotta put countersuits on all of these people. We have to create lawsuits ourselves. He's sitting there talking about creating lawsuits to affect public perception. He's talking about that with the kids.
50 Cent, Gene Deal, and Jaguar Wright are only focused on getting the truth out, something Netflix clearly wasn't interested in. 50 took on this documentary despite the enormous risks. Now, the entire industry is turning on him, calling him a rat for exposing Diddy. Allegedly, he's even facing threats. These executives want nothing more than to destroy 50's image and reputation.
I tell 50 Cent, man, I hope you walking on a straight arrow, man, because they wait to see you fall. They want to see you fall so bad, brother. So my man, I'll be in the comments, I'll be just reading, like, oh, 50 got his day coming. Like, what y'all so upset about a pedophile? Like, it's stuff that y'all doing. It's so many people, right, that's victims of puppy that can't speak, that's sitting back like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they basically saying, you don't even know how. If I was to come and say my story, not me personally, but I'm saying, I've heard that 2 or 3 times. If I tell my story, but no, I'm not trying to clout chase, I'm not trying to be a part of this, a part of that. I'm like, hey, man.
The most shocking part? This prediction is already coming true. Less than a week after Gene Deal warned 50 Cent, Diddy's kids announced they're partnering with the Zeus Network to release their own documentary, this time telling Diddy's side of the story. The trailer also confirms that Diddy himself will appear in the documentary.
His baby mama started following each other on IG an hour ago. Prepare for the worst. Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez are out to get him out of the paint. Alert. Listen to everybody that it says, and Desiree Perez, all them people got dirt under them, bro. You understand? All them people got dirt on their fingernails. Jay-Z got dirt in his fingernails. You understand? Jay-Z was messing with young girls from our block. Tiring them. I'm putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking a side. Desiree, husband, was a former drug dealer that she turned on a whole cartel. All of them got dirt on them. And 50 got their dirt. You understand? 50 gonna know they dirt. Because 50 got investigators, he got people that's in the street. So if they go at him, listen here, I deem him like myself, 10 times the normal man. He gonna do what he gotta do. And the whole thing about it is they trying to retaliate on him for something he did to somebody else. I feel that it's something worth seeing. It's something worth coming around, because all that shit about to fall. All that shit that we seen in the industry, these demons want to have and turn little boys into little girls into little boys. It's about to go out the window, bro.
Gene saw all of this coming from a mile away and even predicted exactly what the documentary would be about. It's clear they're going to go after 50 Cent, digging into his personal life, using anything and everything they can to make him look bad. And Diddy's kids are going to be at the center of it.
Diddy Combs' sons, Justin and Christian, are teasing a new docuseries about their family. Justin and Christian King Combs appear in a new trailer released December 28th to Instagram by Zeus Network's founder. In the trailer, Justin and Christian sit on a couch in a screening room while a series of headlines about their father cycle on screen. At the end of the trailer, Justin's phone vibrates and he answers a collect call from the Fort Dix Federal Correctional Institute, where Combs is currently behind bars. No release date for the docuseries is given, though the teaser says viewers can expect it at some point in 2026. Combs shares Justin with ex-Misa Hilton and Christian with the late Kim Porter. The rapper is also dad to 34-year-old son Quincy and daughters Chance, 19, twins Delilah and Jesse, also 19, and Love, who is 3 years old. Combs was transferred to Fort Dix from the Metropolitan Detention Center in New York in late October after he was sentenced to 50 months in prison on prostitution-related convictions.
Zeus Network has a new Diddy documentary coming out, and this time it is coming from the perspective of Diddy and his sons. All the time I thought we were about to leave Diddy in 2025. Well, this documentary is coming in 2026. And a lot of people, just like myself, are already not feeling this new documentary coming from Diddy's sons. And a lot of people aren't happy about it and actually shocked that the owner of Zeus Network, Lemmy, is doing this Diddy documentary. But what a lot of people fail to forget is Lemmy and Diddy have been friends for quite some time.
Of his children arriving in court for day one of their father's trial in New York, hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony? Have you apologized on behalf of your father? Do you believe your brother's innocent? Do you feel proud of your father's innocent? Your daddy got 4 years! Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women! That's wrong! Your dad's innocent!
The foes, the joy, the pain, our grace, the loyalty, the betrayal, the lies, the love, the hate, the truth, the lies. And Diddy calling from Fort Dix.
This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
When they released this trailer last night, there were so many comments to Lemmy and Zeus Network that they did not want to see this. A lot of people feel like this whole new documentary is just a PR narrative, once again being pushed by Diddy and his sons to try to clean up his image. And after hearing certain things on 50 Cent's Netflix documentary, we have to go back in time and remember what we were seeing during trial. Even when it came to Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin Combs, they both came on 2 separate occasions to trial wearing a free Sean Combs shirt. The first one to do this was Christian Combs during Jane's testimony, and you're not supposed to wear this stuff in front of a jury to try to sway their opinions. And the judge actually told him he had to leave and take it off. And then literally like a week later, Justin did the same exact thing. It was taken out of the courtroom by the judge. And we already saw the videos in the Netflix doc of Diddy talking to Justin, saying he needed to push out certain content to control a narrative. During the trial, there were a lot of things going on that I could see that to me felt like it was just straight PR. Do you remember all of these people that were wearing the free Diddy shirts? And it was actually a meme coin that's on their shirt. It's money sign Diddy.
Gene saw all of this coming a mile away, and he even predicted what this documentary was going to be about. They're going to go after 50 Cent and target his personal life. Anything and everything they can use against 50 to make him look bad. Diddy's kids are going to use it.
First of all, they're going to try to get his baby mama stories. You know, they're going to try to get 50 baby mama stories. They're going to try to get girls that he probably dated, that he had problems and issues with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to do the same thing they probably did to R. Kelly or Puff or whatever like that, and people tell their stories. You understand? But, you know, they trying to retaliate on what he did. Let him go ahead, bruh. Because I think he ready for it. You don't do this, and you don't do this stuff that he did or sign on to the stuff that he did with Puff. Unless you got your, you know. Don't throw no stone if you live in a glass house. Don't throw no stone if you live in a glass house. I believe 50 ready for it. If they come at him any kind of way.
Season 2 isn't about streaming numbers or corporate approval. It's about uncovering the pieces that were deliberately left out, the names that were never mentioned, the connections that were ignored, and the questions no one wants answered. Drop a comment below. Do you think Diddy was acting alone? Or is the industry protecting someone even bigger?